Alright, I'm here with a different video today, showing off every single new release video game that I picked up in the year 2014. Let me see, I bought all of these brand new, actually. Yeah, I bought every single one of these games brand new, and they all released in the year 2014. So I'm going to be going through month by month, showing off the games that I myself picked up this year, and my thoughts on some of them, and all that. I decided doing this instead of a top 10 list just because this 2014 was honestly a pretty weird year for games. It had a lot of disappointments. It had a lot of good games, but not, fantastic games. With last year, 2013, you saw top 10s everywhere, and it was always, number 1 was, Last of Us, 2 was BioShock Infinite, and it was kind of obvious. So, but this year it's a lot different. There was a lot of people had very different opinions on games this year, and it was interesting to see. Honestly, I was trying to think up a top 10 list, and I just couldn't. I don't even think I could. If I had to pick a game of the year, I'd probably say Smash Brothers or Mario Kart, but I don't know. But I will just start here going through. I actually did not pick up any brand new games in January 2014. So, starting with February 2014, and on February 7th, I picked up Bravely Default, the collector's edition. This was only available at GameStop, Amazon, and Best Buy. I got mine from Best Buy. But, there's a lot good to say about this game. It's a traditional RPG by Square Enix, which is cool to see. I believe, was this published by Nintendo? I believe it actually was. But there's a lot to like about this, really. I just kind of thought, I put it down after a while. I thought it was repetitive. It didn't hold my interest. But, yeah, I enjoyed it, what I had played of it. I'll probably come back to it eventually. Honestly, I think if a sequel comes out and fixes the things that I didn't like about this game, I would honestly really like it. So, but yeah, a good game there. February 11th, I picked up, please note here, some of these games I did not pick up on February 11th. I picked this game up later. I still bought it brand new, but I picked it up in maybe October. So not all these games did I pick up day one. I got Bravely Default day one because it came in the mail day one, but I will mention the ones that I got day one. But other than that, most of these games, a lot of them I did not pick up day one. But I got Danganronpa, the first one, and this was a PSP game in Japan that I don't even think it was really popular in Japan, but someone, I believe, on the Something Awful forums did a Let's Play and translated this game, and it became mega popular. So they decided to bring it over here, and it's a good game. Some of the murder mysteries that you figure out in this one really are too easy. I kind of had them all figured out, and a lot of people compared this to the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney series, but I think that Phoenix Wright in a lot of ways is a lot more complex with the murders that you figure out, because they get crazy and weird, and you can never really guess them completely. So I do like this. I don't like it as much as a lot of people do, but it's still a pretty good game. Has a lot of cool stuff in it. Also, what they call truth bullets in this game, that is the worst thing ever. Having to shoot the contradictions with the bullets. I know they were trying to go for a more stylized approach to it, where in Phoenix Wright you just kind of pick you're going through the witnesses' testimony and cross-examining, and you just kind of pick it and present. But you have to present on the exact line, and it was just a pain, because I would always miss that, and then, yeah, that was not very fun, but good game regardless. I'm glad it got brought over here. This one I got close to release, but not exactly on release. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, and this is really good. It really kind of went overlooked. Definitely one of the Wii U's finer games, a really good one, and one of the better games that came out this year. It's really good, but it is tough. It is tough as nails. This game is not an easy game by any means, but the graphics are great. It's really good. I just wouldn't recommend you play it in co-op, because the co-op's kind of a weak point, but single-player platformer, it is fantastic. I got here Professor Layton in the Azran Legacy. I got this 2 days after it released. I actually have not finished this game yet, surprisingly enough. I did not finish this game. I finished all 5 before it, but I did not finish this one yet. I don't know, I just fell off the radar. I'll have to pick it back up and finish it, because I enjoyed it up to that point. Alright, now we are going into March. March 14th had Yoshi's New Island, which I actually got this for Christmas. I did not get this March 14th or whatever. And this is, you know, it got pretty lukewarm reviews, and I think lukewarm is how I feel about this game as well. It's not fantastic as something you would expect from Nintendo. You know, I don't really care for the art style too much, and some of the music, like that title screen music, is not very good. But, you know, it's a pretty harmless platformer. It's not a bad game by any means. I could say, you know, if you could get it maybe $20 or under, I'd definitely say go for it, because it's fun to play. But yeah, it's not, you know, it's not as good as, like, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze or Mario, anything really. But it's, you know, it's still good in its own right. March 18th brought 2 new releases, the first one being Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD Remaster. I got this limited edition that was only through GameStop, I believe, and I really like this. It comes with this really, really awesome art book that's also the case for the game. I had never played Final Fantasy X before this, and I didn't finish it. I really liked what I had played of it, but I got stuck on one of the boss fights, and I just had to tell myself, I'll come back to this. I can't just continue to waste time playing the same boss fight and failing it. It was I think I had seen a lot of people got problems with this. It was the boss fight with Seymour. I would get to, like, very end, and then my whole team would just be wiped out. But I would love to be able to somehow finish that and continue to play the game, because it was really awesome. I have not played 10-2, though. March 18th also brought... 18th? Yes, 18th. Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. A lot of people didn't really care for how this was like a demo that was $40 or $30. I only paid $15 for this back in... I got it like at Black Friday at like Target. But yeah, a lot of people did not care for how this was just basically it was like an hour and a half demo. Yeah, I don't think I would have not paid $40, $30 for it, but $15 was a good spot for me. This gets me really excited for Metal Gear Solid 5, actually, because this is really, really impressive, and this is just like a glimpse at what that game's going to be. So I'm really excited about that. But this box art is terrible. This cover art's really, really bad. There is actually a reversible cover art in here that's much better, but I have not done that. Flipped it over. But yeah, this box art's really bad. March 21st is another game I got around Black Friday. March 21st saw the release of Infamous Second Son, which I got this for like $20 or $21 at GameStop, like brand new on Black Friday. They had a sale on it. And I was not a big fan of the first Infamous game, to be honest. I played a little bit of it. Maybe it just caught me on a bad day where I just was like, no. But I was not a big fan of it. But I had seen a lot about this game. The open world Seattle recreation, where I'd heard that some of the buildings, like some of the stores in Seattle, were actual like local businesses run there. I thought that was kind of cool, so I picked this up. I enjoyed it, actually. I didn't finish it or anything, but I enjoyed what I had played of it. Yeah, I thought it was pretty neat. Definitely, I wouldn't have paid $60 for it, but I think that $21 price point that I paid is good. April was a month that I didn't get too much. The only game I got there was Lego The Hobbit for the Wii U. I picked this up on Wii U at the time because I had played Lego Marvel on PS3, and I had some problems with that. I think it was just too ambitious for the PS3, and I didn't have my PS4 yet, so I just decided to pick it up on Wii U, so I at least have it on a next-gen console. And this, honestly, is probably one of my least favorite Lego games. I buy all the Lego games. I've played them all except the Harry Potter ones, because I don't care about Harry Potter that much. I don't know anything about it. But this game just felt like it was rushed out the door for... I don't know why. This was released in April, so it didn't coincide with, like, the movie, the third Hobbit movie or anything. This should have definitely just been released like after the third Hobbit movie, like 2015, this year, because they only cover the Hobbit 1 and 2, and a lot of the levels like are just completely Like, they're like the stupidest things. I'm trying to think. One of them is like you arrive at someone's house and you get like your bedding ready and stuff, and it's like, what? Maybe I have that a little bit wrong, but I mean, some of these levels are just like, what the heck? Why is this a level in a video game? Because they really had to pad this out to get the 15 levels that LEGO games have, and you could tell that they should have just waited for the third Hobbit movie so they'd have more material to cover. But moving on from April, we had May, which is, for me, just a Nintendo month, pretty much. I think Watch Dogs came out then, but I didn't care. So May, on May 2nd, I picked up Kirby Triple Deluxe, which is a shame. No one really talks about this game, and I thought it was pretty good. The graphics on this are really good. It looks just like Kirby's Return to Dreamland on the Wii. I think it might even look better because the 3D in this game is fantastic. But, it's easy. It's a Kirby game, but I still think it's really enjoyable. March 2nd also had Mario Golf World Tour, which was enjoyable as well. This is kind of fun to just mess around with while you're like watching TV or doing something else. But yeah, it's an enjoyable Mario Golf game. There's not much to say there. March 30th saw a really awesome game. March 30th, right? Or May 30th, sorry. May 30th saw the release of Mario Kart 8, which is a ton of fun. This game's a blast. This is probably maybe my favorite game of the year. It switches back and forth between Smash Bros. And this, but this game's a ton of fun. Definitely recommend you pick this up if you have a Wii U. I don't know anyone who has a Wii U who doesn't have this, but it is so good. A lot of people complain about the battle mode. I never really played the battle mode in the other games, so that's no problem for me. But this is just so good. Nintendo really hit it out of the park with this game. The graphics are absolutely amazing. It's just so good. Also the DLC, if you don't have the DLC, you have to buy that like bundle where you can get both of them, because the Mute City track from F-Zero and the Hyrule like Zelda track is so cool. Alright, see, June, only game I got that came out in June, I didn't actually buy in June, I bought it like November or December, I don't remember, but that was Shovel Knight, which, really, it was I believe it was a Kickstarter campaign for Shovel Knight, and it reached its goal, and the game was actually made. It wasn't just like a Kickstarter scam, which is awesome. I don't know why I have to say it's awesome that people actually kept their word, but yeah, and it's really a special game, I think. If you're a big fan of 2D platformers and like retro games, this game, honestly, you'll love it. I'm not even really a huge fan of the NES, but I still really like Shovel Knight. Too bad I'm really bad at it, so I haven't finished it or anything, but what I've played of it is really good, and it's just a shame that I'm not better at games like that. Alright, July 29th is the next release. I only got one game in July as well. And I did not get this until like September, because I got this with my PS4, but that is The Last of Us Remastered. I skipped out on The Last of Us for PS3 when it came out last year, and I know you're probably thinking, why would you do that? That's crazy. I think when it came out, I was on vacation at the time, and I had a little bit of interest of it because I really enjoyed the Uncharted games, but I don't know, like, I just kind of thought, like, oh, this is just going to be another zombie game, whatever. And I was really wrong on that. This is a really well-made game. Then I was like, oh, I'll get Last of Us, and then I heard, like, oh, they're bringing it for PS4, and I'm like, why? No, I'm not going to have anything to play on PS4 when I first get it, so might as well get this. This is an extremely well-made game. Just, like, the way everything is presented to you is just really interesting. There's, like, totally skippable, like, little stories that can be found in the game. Like, I remember one point, I would always like to explore, like, all the surroundings environments you're in. Like, you're in these, like, abandoned houses and stuff, and you could find, like, neat things. And it was always just so cool to explore everything. I think that's my favorite part of the game. And you could miss, like, these little stories, but if you picked up and examined, like, these papers and stuff, you could see letters written to, like, certain people and stuff, and you could follow this little story. It was really interesting. I'm doing a bad example of explaining it without spoiling anything, but yeah, this is an extremely well-made game. Naughty Dog has made some very well-made games, so I give them that. But man, this game is really like just a well-made game. August saw the release, for me, of Tales of Xillia 2, which I have not played yet, because I have not beaten the first Tales of Xillia, so this is still sealed. I didn't get that until later, when I got it for cheaper. And also, I got Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And, you know, I like a lot about this game. I was really excited for this game. But in the end, I think a lot of it falls flat. Like, I was a big fan of everything up to the ending, but I think the ending was just, like, without spoiling it, was just, like, okay, thanks, Professor Layton. But this feels more like a Professor Layton game than a Ace Attorney game. And I'm a big fan of both these series, but I'm a bigger fan of the latter series. So that was kind of came as a disappointment to me. And also, I don't know really how I feel. Like, the whole story takes place in, like, a parallel world thing where they get transported to a different, like, medieval world. That's not spoilers. That's, like, that's, like, the big part of the game. And I wish it maybe wouldn't have been like that. I don't know what they would have done because, you know, Phoenix Wright lives in America, Japan. I mean, according to the English localization, he lives in California, but you can tell he clearly lives in Japan. But if you want to look at the game, Phoenix Wright lives in America, you know, Professor Layton lives in London, so I don't know how they would have done that. They could have done it how the game started out with Phoenix and Maya going to London for some kind of court thing. I don't remember what it was called. And then just started it there, but they decided to go that weird, like, parallel world route. Which I think one of its biggest flaws there is that you don't get some of the supporting characters that both, you know, Phoenix Wright and Professor Layton have. You don't have, what's his name, that inspector. You don't get to see Edgeworth or Gumshoe from Ace Attorney. So it's just kind of a shame. I think it could have been a lot better, but I still really, really like it, because it's just really cool to see Nintendo doing stuff like this, where it's like, these games are similar in a lot of ways, but they're also dissimilar in a lot of ways. Like, at the core of both of them, they're both, like, logic-based. I don't want to say visual novel, because Professor Layton really isn't, but they're both, like, logic-based, like, text-heavy games at the core of both of them, but they also have a lot of different things, and I think they're really intertwined right, because, you know, you have the court segments, and then instead of having, like, an Ace Attorney investigation segment, you had a Professor Layton investigation with, like, puzzles and stuff like that. So I really liked this, actually. It had some problems, but overall I thought it was good. I haven't tried they're called special episodes. I have not tried those yet, that you're available for download. I will have to get back into the game and do those at some point. But that is all for August there. So let me scroll down here. In the month of September, we have September 2nd, which, where did I put my September games? Oh, all the way over here. September 2nd was the release of Danganronpa 2, and I have not played this yet, actually, so I don't have anything to say about it, but I want to get into this because the first one was good. It's cool how they released both games in, like, the same year with only, you know, a couple months apart, 7 months apart. That's pretty good. December 9th is the day I got my PS4. I actually got the Destiny bundle that came with the white system. I liked the white system when they announced it because I have the white PS Vita. So, you know, having a white PS Vita and then the matching white PS4 I thought was pretty cool. But, you know, Destiny, I didn't even really know anything about it, to be honest. I was like, oh, it's a first-person shooter. And, it's coming with my PS4, so I might as well try it out. But, like, people were stoked for this game, and I was like, okay, it doesn't really fit my interest, but I'll give it a shot. And I gave it a shot, and I enjoyed it more than I enjoy a lot of first-person shooters, but it just got boring to me. Like, they made this game incredibly, I think, kind of bland. Like, they really, really wanted it to appeal to everyone, but at the same time, they really just made it bland. Like, there's no kind of, like, any kind of sense of humor, because maybe some people might think that's, you know, annoying. There's no, you know, nothing, really. I mean, it's just kind of a bland, really, overall, really bland game. But, you know, it's well made and everything. It's alright. I don't hate it, but I don't really have any kind of opinion on it either way. Then after that, we got, here we go, Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call, which, This is just like a rhythm game with Final Fantasy music. It also has a couple other games, I think, up for DLC, like Seiken Densetsu 3, I think they just released DLC for. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's also, I think, Bravely Default music that you can get for DLC. But this is really cool. If you're a big fan of Final Fantasy or you like rhythm games, there's really good music in this, and I definitely recommend it. Then on September 26th, we saw the release of Hyrule Warriors for the Wii U, and this is a pretty cool game, honestly. This is really cool. Because I like the gameplay of Dynasty Warriors, but Chinese dynasties or these dynasties don't really interest me at all. So being able to play one in the Zelda universe that I think is a little bit more interesting to me was a lot of fun. It was really cool. Also, if you're a big fan of Zelda, you just got to get this because there's so much just cool Zelda stuff in this game. It's a fun game. Then on September 30th, saw the release of 2 games that I got. This one was a Christmas gift that I got. Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. Mordor. I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings fan. I don't have a huge affinity to the series or anything. But I do enjoy this game, actually. It's a really, really cool game. I think one of the first games that I've really thought, yeah, this can only be done on a next-gen system. Obviously, they put it out on PS3 and 360, and those ports weren't incredibly great. But this is a lot of cool ideas. Not too huge on the combat system. It's a little bit too Assassin's Creed-y for my taste. I don't like Assassin's Creed. But definitely the Nemesis system they have in this game is really awesome. Just really fun to just kind of run around and, defeat these enemies. Or they defeat you and they rise up and you have to, they're your primal, enemy. Really cool idea. I really like that. Also picked up on September 30th, Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, which I have yet to play yet, because I haven't completely finished all the character stories for Persona 4, but I wanted to pick this up because I just wanted to support the game. Excited to play this once I finish the other one someday. That's all for September. Moving into October, which was just pretty much a Nintendo month. First game I picked up should be obvious. October 3rd, I picked up Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo 3DS. The day it came out. And this, honestly, the Wii U one's a whole lot better, but this is still really cool. Just, this is a really cool game. It's really impressive how this runs on the handheld. 60 frames per second. It looks really nice. But I've really not come back to it too much after the Wii U one came out. But I know I enjoyed the time I put into this before the Wii U one came out. And if you don't have a Wii U, I'd recommend you get one because there's a ton of fantastic games on there. But if you don't have a Wii U or you can't afford one and you want to play Smash Brothers, this is the next best thing. Another Nintendo published game that came out in... Sorry for my I'm looking over at my laptop to see when these games, the dates these games came out. So I had to move over there and my laptop screen just went to sleep. So another Nintendo published game that came out was kind of a surprising one, Bayonetta 2. It's really odd that Nintendo would publish this. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to see Nintendo have more exclusives like this on their console, these mature rated games that are a little bit more, interesting. I'm not a big fan of the Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed. It's just not my thing. But if they can grab exclusives like this, I totally think that would be awesome. That if they're gonna do stuff like this, and of course, this game's really good. The graphics are honestly some of the finest graphics I've seen. Not just in general, not just on the Wii U. In general, the part where you're I forget what it's kind of like Italy. You're in a place that's kind of like Italy. And it just looks good. There's that big mountain. Yeah, but this game, definitely recommend this game because it is really good Wii U exclusive. Also comes with the first game, so if you're not... The story in those games are both not very good. They're both, in my opinion, kind of terrible. But if you want to play the first game first, there you have it. It's on there. Also picked up on October 24th. I don't know why Nintendo releases games on the same day. They also on 24th released Pokemon Art Academy, but I didn't buy that. But Fantasy Life, which I played a ton of when it first came out, and then I just kind of fell off my radar. But I really enjoyed this. I forget what life I chose. It was the Paladin, I think. But I played this for probably 15 hours or so, and I know there's so much more content, but I really, really just had fun just running around doing quests and stuff. It's really cool, and also has some really cool art. Like, I like this cover art a lot. But yeah, this game, definitely recommend. It's awesome. Another awesome, like, 3DS RPG. Alright, moving on to November, which, honestly, there's a ton of new releases in November, but those are the games that I just don't really care about. So, first release was on November, oh crap, my camera just, who knows, I'm sorry, I have to reach around, I'm just surrounded in this big stack of games, so please forgive me if I have any kind of shaky camera work. But, first game that I picked up that came out in November was, November 11th, Lego Batman 3, which I showed this on my last pickup video that I picked it up. I played through the story mode of this game, and I bought the DLC. I played one of them. This game is I think the best Lego game to date. You know, a lot of the Lego games, I like them. They're yearly releases, but I think they still have a lot good about them. You know, they really do the license that they have. Like, any fan of the license that they are a part of, like Batman, Marvel, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, will definitely enjoy these games, because there's just so much for the fans to enjoy. And yeah, I like Batman. I don't know too much about other DC superheroes. Like, I know Superman, stuff like that, but there's a lot of stuff like I don't know. Like, I don't know Plastic Man. I don't really care to know Plastic Man. But, you know, I really enjoy this still, because this was released kind of with the 75th anniversary of Batman, so there's a lot of cool stuff included with this game. There's also a level where you get to play through the whole level themed around like the 1966 Batman television show, which I don't even have to say, like, that's awesome. It has Adam West in it, like, a bunch. Yeah, this actually has a huge, like, lots of, like, voice acting stars and, like, cartoon stars in this game for the voice actors. But yeah, I really like this. This is probably in my top 10 favorite games of 2014. Definitely took me by surprise how good it was. So I'm working on the platinum for this game right now. But yeah, I really like this. Definitely recommend it. On the 21st, we got two huge Nintendo releases. The new Pokemon games. I only got Alpha Sapphire. I'm not the hugest Pokemon fan, some of you might know, but I still enjoy them enough to, you know, pick them up every year and play a little bit. And this is pretty good. I think it fixed a lot of the stuff about X and Y that I didn't particularly like, and just an all-around good Pokemon game. And I haven't really played too much of the third-gen games, so that's good to have. Also, besides Pokemon, on the 21st, I also, like pretty much every Wii U owner, picked up Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. I got this day one. I pre-ordered it at Best Buy. I got this awesome bundle that comes with the controller adapter, a controller, and the game for, it was $100, which I'm glad I got this bundle, actually, because no one can find that controller adapter, really. So that's good to see. But yeah, this bundle's really cool. I like the glossy, like, Smash Ball and everything. And this game is so good. Like, it just has so much Nintendo stuff in it. And there's just so, like, an incredible amount of content to this game. Also, 8-player Smash is great, because usually when I have friends over, there's usually 5 of us. So, you know, we can all play this game. We don't have to, like, take turns or anything. We could have 5 people playing at once. But yeah, this is just awesome. I don't know if you have a Wii U and don't have this game, definitely pick it up. But yeah, this game's fantastic. Also on the 21st, Nintendo launched Amiibo, which effectively ruined my life. Yeah, Amiibo collecting's been ridiculous. I could go on a whole rant about it, but you know, I have every Amiibo but Captain Falcon at this point. The last November pickup I got was on the 25th, and it was Persona Q: Shadow of the Labyrinth, and I really like this. It's a first person. It's like Etrian Odyssey, which I've admittedly not played, but this is what everyone says. It is a Persona skinned Etrian Odyssey, and this box set's really nice. Admittedly, $80 is a bit steep for this box set, just considering it doesn't really come with much. It comes with like a CD with like 3 songs and a cardboard sleeve, and it comes with like a 3DS XL case. Like, it didn't really come with a whole lot that's making it worth an extra whole bunch of money. But yeah, I definitely recommend this if you're a 3DS owner that enjoys RPGs. For some reason, the eShop release and the regular release of this game are $50 instead of $40. Atlas pulled that on Shin Megami Tensei 4 as well. I'm not sure why, but it's still a really good game. Glad I picked it up. And as like a starting out in December, I have Kingdom Hearts 2.5 HD Remix, which I have admittedly not played yet, but I got this cool $40, same thing as the regular game, same price as the regular game. That came with a little pin, so that's awesome. As well as I got Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, which I like a lot more than I thought I would. This is a really fun puzzle game, and I'm trying to go for 100% in this one slowly but surely, because it's great. Did I miss anything? Oh yeah, I did. On December 9th, I don't have a physical case for this. I downloaded the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy off the 3DS eShop. For some reason, over in the United States, Capcom decided to kind of not give us physical releases of the Ace Attorney games anymore, so Ace Attorney 5 Dual Destinies we did not get a physical release of. That was download only. This as well is download only, even though there is a physical release of this 1, 2, 3 trilogy pack. So I'm not sure why. It's Capcom, so who knows. But I really like, these games are fantastic. They've aged really well. I mean, they're when they first came out, they came out in like 2001, 2002, and 2003, I believe. And seeing that, they're still, like, the localization, which came out, like, I think 2006 or so, they started coming to the United States on the DS. The localization is still holds up well. You know, sometimes you'll see, like, they're supposed to take place in 2016, the first one. They take place in the future, but you'll see them rocking, like, a really old cell phone. And, like, that's about the extent of it. But, you know, these games are really well written. It's really great. Have really memorable and great characters. Some of the mysteries are, like, genuinely, like, you probably can't figure out on your own. You think you might know where it's going, and then it takes a wild turn. So I can't recommend this trilogy enough. $30 on the eShop for 3 games that'll last you. It'll last you a while, and they're all fantastic. Second one's probably the worst of the 3, but it's by no means bad. Like, the first game and the third game are like a 10 out of 10, and that game's like a 9 out of 10. The third game is, that game's great. Yeah, I'm working through replaying those, because I played them a while ago, so I'm replaying them right now. I'm, like, about to finish the second game again. But I can't recommend it enough. Especially if you haven't played the series, definitely download it. This is my recommendation of the year. If you can't get any game this year besides this, I would definitely recommend this, which is sad. If I could make this my game of the year, I probably would, even though these are all it's just a collection of older games. But I can't recommend it enough. Just download this off the eShop. You won't regret it. They're fantastic. I'd like to thank you for watching. This is all the games that I have picked up in the year 2014 that are new releases. I've picked up a lot of, you know, used older games, retro games, stuff like that. But these are all new releases. Bought all brand new that came out in the year 2014. So I'd like to thank you for watching. Make sure to check out some of my other videos if you want to. And make sure to like, because it really helps. Leave a like, because it helps a lot. And I'd love to hear some of your favorite games this year. So leave a comment telling me some of your favorite games of 2014. And I will see you next time.